Hello and welcome to my escape room guided creation activity. So if you signed up for the workshop, so glad to see you. And you're going to get templates and guided step-by-step videos to help you create an activity tailored to your specific topic in your class. So I'm going to walk you through the process, making another one for my class with a different topic. But this is what we're going to create in the end. So you're going to go through a series of videos without me, because really you're paying more for these videos than you are for our time together. However, we will have a scheduled time to meet, and at that time I will help you with using AI tools to generate your storyline and plot line to go along with the activities that you've already created. And then I will help you create a digital lock. If you wish to use the digital lock, you don't have to, on that day, and I'll help answer questions, or if there was like one that you had to skip because you had trouble or needed some assistance, that's what that time will be. It'll be kind of like a 30-minute we need to be here and then an open house based on need. Okay? So buckle up. I hope you're ready, and I'm going to show you an example. So I will provide you with the template that has all these pages already pre-made, except not about your topic. So you'll have your first page, which is going to have your rundown, your storyline, which I'll help you write later on. We'll do that together. The second page, which I'll also help you write, is your map, which is basically your instructions for each of your puzzles, but kind of in a creative way. So this will be the second page of your kids' document so that they can kind of have it all laid out. And I do print all this off single-sided for my students so they can tear it apart and they can place it all over. So if you have groups of like 3, different people can be working at different times on different puzzles, or they can all go around one, or however they want to do it. So this map kind of tells them, like, here's all the different things that we've got in this bundle so they can see it ahead of time. Then you're going to have each of your puzzles. And so the number one puzzle that we'll do together is called the missing news. And you're going to have this same little newspaper over here, but you're going to find topics for your topic. And then you're going to essentially put little asterisks in some little spots where you're going to leave out a word, and they're going to have to use context clues or do a little research to figure out the answer for that. Those answers will go in these blocks. These are excerpts from these. So it says exploding star trail water bottles, and here you see the exploding blank trail water bottles. And then there's triangles under certain ones of these. So as a teacher, you're going to have to put these triangles in. And then where the triangles are, we'll have them unscramble a word. So we do have to kind of be creative about what that word is going to be so we can ensure we pop out words to fit. So number 1's the missing news. Number 2's pixel mystery. I'm going to have you download a Google Sheet that I've got for you. I'm going to show you how to either locate or create a pixel image to use, to essentially use as your guide. And then we're just going to go shade in and then replace the shading with colors. We're also going to put letters that are not used as distractor ones that just stay blank. So notice I have a bunch of C's and A's in here and B's. Those aren't even, well, the B's are used, but the C's and the A's are not used. So those will stay white. And that's just in there so that they can't just look at it and sort of guess what the picture is. So they'll need some crayons, and you determine how many different colors you want them to use for that. I have some examples there. You could change those. The third one will be what we call social media mess. So whatever your topic is, your goal is to find a social media article or something that you can use related to your topic. So my whole thing is business law, and this one has to do with the ethics of showing the 2 people at the Coldplay concert that we're all well aware of. So you're going to have an excerpt there. Again, I'm using a lot of AI tools, and I'll walk you through it. You're going to create this puzzle here. This is a word search. I give you a website that does it for you. And then you'll edit your little blanks down here at the bottom to create a question that will be the leftover letters of the word search in order. And then they answer the question, and that becomes the answer. Puzzle 4 and Puzzle 5 are both shorter ones to do. They're very quick to create. These are going to be a cipher, and I'll give you a website to go to do that. So you just have to decide what you want your message to be. All of my messages pretty much are either statements, or you could make it a quote by a person or something like that, that then they have to find the answer to solve it. The rebus mystery, there's a rebus maker. This one they struggle with a lot because this one takes a little bit of like know-how. I'll walk you through it whenever we get to that one, and at the bottom it sort of shows how it works. I have to give a hints a lot on the rebus puzzles. Number 6 is make the match. So you're just going to want to come up with preferably a list of companies related to whatever your topic is, but it could totally be something else. Mine has to do with trademark and copyright. I used AI to give me some information here, and then they have to choose a letter at the left to complete that. And the letters will be in order to spell whatever it is that the answer is on this one. And then finally, number 7, you're just going to go find a busy coloring page. I provide you the links. And you're going to use the draw tool in your Canva program to draw a word. So liability, you can see my word through there. They're going to assemble the puzzle. So this one you can decide whether you want it to be actual physical. So cut it apart. I would recommend using cardstock. Cut it apart for them. Just make sure each team has the same number of pieces. Or I'll give you an option where you can basically have them do it sort of online. It just depends on whether you want to make most of this be an offline activity. So the way it's set up, they really don't need a computer except for research portions. Like if they're looking up information for this, they're going to need to do a little research. When they're looking for the answers for some of these, they may need to do research. But like solving the icons, they can do that, without the research. Like finding the words in here, these are the bold words. They can do that, but finding the answer to the question, they may have to do some research. This one should be straightforward. And then this, again, going to involve a little bit of research. And then the last page is going to be the locks page. This will also be where you have them put their team names or team members. Down here at the bottom, you want to have a place for hints because I let each team get 2 hints for the game that don't count against their time. So that's so that you can sign off in the little corner for their hint. And sometimes I write the hint in the box. And then up here at the top, this is how many letters each answer is. Now, I like to have this paper so as they're solving, they can write it down. Notice my number 7 is the puzzle because I would not give them that page that has the assembled puzzle. But you can have this page in addition to the page if you want the students to be able to guess to see if their answers are correct. Then you can create a digital log. And we'll use a program called Flippity to create those digital locks together if you want to have the digital lock. Okay? So this is essentially what we're creating. It'll be these puzzles, but with your topics, and I will walk you through creating each one. So settle in, come up with your topic before we get started, based on some of the information that you put down in your form. And let's get ready to do some research together, get ready to use some AI, and you can still use good old-fashioned Google if you want to as well. But let's dive in and have some fun together.